Well, hi there. This is Dr. Thomas, math instructor at Lawson State Community College, and I want to do a review for you for Part B of the Math 090 Readiness exam. So I'm going to split the review up into two integrity sessions. This first part will be on adding and subtracting fractions. So all you need is a same denominator. We call it the LCD, the least common denominator, to add or subtract fractions. Alright? All we need is the same denominator. Once we get the same denominator, if it's not the same denominator already, we keep that same denominator. So we never add or subtract the denominators. We just keep the same denominator but add or subtract the numerators. Just remember, fractions are easy. Don't believe the hearsay. Once you understand what to do, it's really easy. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a math instructor. Once you understand the process, like all math, once you get the process down, it's easy. But you have to put the work in. You're going to have to practice. You're going to have to work on these problems and print out the readiness exams and just test yourself. Okay, you should always read the directions. So that's the first thing you should do. Read the directions. A lot of times we forget to read the directions, so make sure you do that. So read the directions, because in Part B it's going to tell you to change your improper fractions to mixed numbers. But if you don't read the directions, you forget that, then automatically points will be taken. So read the directions. You should always simplify and reduce your final answer. And I get this question all the time. So should I simplify it? Yes, you always simplify your final answer. And please, pretty please, check all of your answers before you turn in this exam. Accuracy matters in this class, so it doesn't matter if you rush out, you take the exam in 20 minutes and you rush out, and that doesn't say anything to me. What really impresses me when you check all your answers and you pass the exam versus leaving out in 20 minutes and failing the exam. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so now I'm showing you the Math 090 Readiness Test from Spring 2011. Okay, this is the Math 090 Readiness Test from Spring 2011, and this is the Part B. It says add and simplify, put answers in reduced mixed number form where applicable. Okay, so all that means is if you can change your improper fraction to a mixed number, do so. Sometimes the numerator is less than the denominator, so you don't have to. Alright, let's get started. Number 2. Let's look at number 2. It's 3 over 22 plus 3 over 11. Go ahead and think about what the LCD is of 22 and 11. So the LCD is 22 because 11 can go into 22. Okay? So you always look at the highest number first and see if the other number can go into it. If so, that's your LCD. If not, you just do multiples of that, the highest number, and see if the lower number can go to those multiples. So the LCD in this case is 22. So let me write that over here in the corner. 22 in this case. You see that the first fraction, the denominator, is already 22. We just need to multiply the second fraction, numerator and denominator, by 2 to get 22. So I'm going to rewrite the first fraction because it's already a denominator of 22. So no need to write it to do anything to this 22. Plus, now let's write 3/11 as 6 over 22. 6 over 22 is called the equivalent fraction for 3 over 11. Now that our denominators are the same, we can just go ahead and add 3 plus 6. It is 9 over 22. Can 9 over 22 be reduced? No. There is no number that can go into 9 and 22 at the same time. 3 cannot go into 22, therefore this is actually your final answer. 10 over 12 minus 5 over 24. 10 twelfths minus 5 24ths. So what is the LCD here? The larger number is 24. Can 12 go in 24? Yes. So the LCD is 24. So all I need to do is multiply this 12 times 2 to get 24. But I must multiply the numerator by the same number or it would not be legal. So let's change 10 twelfths into its equivalent fraction. 10 times 2 is 20. And 12 times 2, 24. Then we're going to rewrite 5 over 24. And what do we have here? We have 20 minus 5 over 24, which is 15 over 24. Now, is there a number that can go into 15 and 24 at the same time? Yes. 3 can go into 15 5 times. 3 can go into 24 8 times. So the answer is 5/8. (11 30th minus 5/6). Okay, let's do that one. 11 30th minus 5/6. What is the LCD? Look at the larger number. It is 30. Can 6 go into 30? Yes. Wow, these LCDs are pretty easy. So see how easy the ratings exam is if you just know the process. Okay, so the LCD is 30 here. So we're going to multiply the 6 times 5, and don't forget you must multiply the numerator times 5 as well, or it will not be correct. So rewrite 11 over 30 minus 5 times 5 is 25, and 6 times 5 is 30. Now that the denominators are the same, we can just subtract 11 minus 25. So here you need to know integer rules, because notice that this 11 is less than 25. So obviously it's going to be a negative sign. Alright? So we're going to keep, change. Okay? Or in class I say keep, change, flip. So we're gonna change this minus sign to a plus sign, and this 25 was originally a positive 25, but we're gonna make it a negative 25. Now the rule states that if you have a positive, if you're adding a positive number in a negative number. So if you have opposite signs, when you're adding opposite signs, or if you have different signs, you do the difference, meaning you subtract. Okay, if you subtract 11 and 25, you're gonna get 14. But since 25 has a negative sign, it's the higher number. It's gonna be negative 14 over 30. Okay. Anything else we can do to this problem? It looks as if we can reduce this negative 14 over 30 because 2 can go into both of these numbers. 2 can go into this negative 14. It's going to be negative 7. 2 can go into 30, 15. So the answer is negative 7 over 15. Let's go to the next problem. So I'm going to skip a little bit, and we're going to go to some mixed fractions. Okay? So let's do number 8 down here. Alright? 2 1/3 plus 9 1/4. So here, now that we have a mixed number, the first thing I want you to do is change the mixed numbers into improper fractions. First, and then we will proceed as usual. Okay, so what is 2 1/3 as in an improper fraction? So the first thing you do is you're going to multiply this big number 2 times the 3. So 2 times 3 is 6, and then you're going to add this 1 to that, and you get 7. And we keep the same denominator. Alright? Let's do 9 1/4 like that. So again, we multiply 9, the big number, times the 4, the denominator, which is 36, and then we're going to add this 1 here, which makes 37. Okay? Then we got to figure out what is the LCD, because our denominators are not the same. So we cannot proceed until we get this 3 and 4 to be the same number. Alright? The larger number here is 4. But 3 cannot go into 4 evenly. So we try a multiple of 4, like 8. Can 3 go in 8 evenly? No. Then we try the next multiple of 4 in this exam. Okay, so trying 12. 12 works because 3 and 4 can go into 12 evenly. So what do I need to multiply 3 by to get 12? We need to multiply 3 times 4 to get 12. And we need to multiply the 4 times 3 to get the 12. So, of course, we will multiply that numerator by the same number. Alright, let's write the equivalent fractions. 7 times 4, that's 28. Over our new denominator, 12. Plus 37 times 3, and you may have to do a little side multiplication. Okay, 7 times 3 is 21. Carry your 2. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 2, 11. So 1, 1, 1 over 12. Then we're going to add 28 plus 111. Okay, might have to do a little side calculation here. 1, 1, 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. 1 plus 2 is 3. bring down your 1. So that's 139 over 12. But of course, we're going to have to change this to a mixed number because that's what the instructions tell us to do. So you're going to have to figure out how many times does 12 go into 139. Okay? Twelve goes into 139. 12 can go into 13. So 1 time here. Subtract. When you subtract 13 minus 12, you get 1, and you bring down to 9. 12 goes to 19. 1 time again. So you subtract, and you have a remainder of 7. 11, 7 twelfths. 11 and 7 twelfths. So again, it's just important to realize that all you need to do when you're dealing with mixed numbers, just change to an improper fraction first and then proceed as you. Alright, 10 and 1/3 minus 5 and 1/2. Okay, we have mixed numbers, so go ahead and change the mixed numbers into improper fractions. So we multiply 10 times the 3 here and get 30. Add the 1. 31 over 3. Keep the same denominator. Then we have 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11 over 2. What is the LCD out of 3 and 2? Okay, 2 cannot go into this 3 evenly, but a multiple of 3, if you know your timetables, the next number is 6. Can 2 go into 6 evenly? Yes. So the LCD is 6 here. 3 times what will give us that 6? 2. So numerator and denominator by 2. 2 times what will give us that 6? 3. So multiply numerator and denominator by 3. The equivalent fractions are 31 times 2. What is 31 times 2? So you may, if you don't see it, you need to write it out on scratch paper. That's 2, 6. So 62 over 6 minus what's 11 times 3? 33 over 6. Then you're going to have to subtract 62 minus 33. Okay. If you don't see what that is, you're going to have to do a little side calculation and figure out what 62 minus 33 is. Okay? So this 2 is less than this 3. We're going to make it a 12 and borrow from the 6 and make it a 5. So 12 minus 3 is 9. And 5 minus 3 is 2. And how can I check? I can just add these two numbers together right here. See what I get back, 62. So 9 plus 3, 12, carry the 1, 3 plus 2 is 5, carry the 1 is 6. That's how I know I'm right. 29 over 6. Since 29, the numerator is bigger than the denominator, we're going to change it into a mixed number. 6 can go into 29 4 times, which gives us 24. But what is the difference between 29 and 24? 5. So the remainder goes here, and we keep the same denominator. So 4 and 5, 6. So this concludes the session on Part B of the readiness exam. I hope that it helped.